We do things. We have hair, we have glam, we have makeup, we get nose jobs, we get boob jobs. Like you have to be honest.
So first and foremost, you always look amazing. Tell us what our bikini season is literally upon us. So is it too late or are there still things we can do?
No, like for a lot of moms out there, by the way, I feel like bikini season starts now because our kids just got out of school over here in Jersey, like the last week in June. So I feel like right at the 4th of July is when you just start like, oh, it's summer. We're just getting into summer right now as we speak. So we're like, this is it. We're like in it right now.
Yeah, we are. Is there one food that you will or won't eat when you're getting ready for bikini season or drink?
No, I have to be honest. There's nothing that I say I won't. But I'm big on portions. So even the bread, like I'm an Italian girl. I love an Italian loaf of bread. I love it on Sundays. I love it when we go out to any dinner and they put it in front of me. I can't say no to it, but I gut the middle out because I'm all about the hard crust. And like, I'll do that to like 2 pieces and that's fine because you don't go out to dinner every night. So if I go out to dinner, I take the middle out and I eat the bread and I feel like I ate bread.
Yeah, I like that. It's a good tip. And congrats, you said Italy. Congrats on the big win yesterday.
I know. We were all screaming. Everyone was so excited. It was awesome.
I live in a big Italian neighborhood and people were bringing their trucks by, waving the flags. It was awesome.
Yeah, me too. We had like fireworks going off. There were the horns, everything.
Awesome. So you're also partnering with Bikini Zone. You've partnered with them in the past. How does this kind of help your confidence on the beach?
You know what? It was a really huge problem for me, and it is for my daughter as well. You know, we're Italian. We have to shave. We have to take care of ourselves, and like many other nationalities. But the little red bumps were always a thing for me. They really were always around my bikini line, and they were so irritable. And it really, truly was the only product that worked for me. The only product. And I'm big on, if I'm going to work with a brand or a company, I need to know that it really works because my fans trust me and they believe in me. And this really, really does. It's like a great solution. I know a lot of people love to do the laser hair removal and all of that, but when you don't have that option, this is a totally affordable, awesome option.
That's awesome. Do your kids ever say like, Mom, put on a one piece, or like
I do. Hold on. I do put on one pieces, but for some reason, sometimes they look sexier to me than a 2-piece would, because they're cut up so high and they're so high in the front and then the boobies are out. But I do wear one pieces. Yes. Yeah. But sometimes they're like sexier.
Well, so just to get into last season a little bit, I know that you and Joe hit a little bit of a rough patch last season. How are you doing now, first of all?
Much better. I think that, we're still, I know we're married for 16 years, but we are still learning each other. There's different turning points, I would say, in marriages. I remember it happening one other time in our marriage, and I think it was when I first got on the show. Joe's not big on change, and he likes things to stay the same. He likes to know that everything is going to be intact. And that's not a bad quality. That's what makes him a great husband. But for me, I'm all about change right now. My kids are older. I'm working harder than ever. I'm making, I'm making money. I'm building a brand. I have a business that's very successful. Envy has been, 5-year anniversary we just had, and it's above and beyond anything. And it's not that he's not proud of that. He is proud of it, but it does pull me out of the house a lot. And it was becoming, strenuous for us because he just doesn't want it and I'm not willing to give it up. But we're really, and the pandemic, I think, put us together a lot of more hours than we usually are because usually he's at work. So we don't have time to argue about this stuff because by the time he gets home, we're eating dinner, it's bedtime. I worked all day, he worked all day, but all of the time to talk about it was almost like, it was rough for us. Yeah. And we filmed that season during the pandemic last year. So you were kind of seeing the glut of us, like just going at it. And that night we went to dinner, nobody thought, it just came out of nowhere. It was a little dig and, and I was like, I'm sick of it. And it just exploded. But I feel like in the beginning I was embarrassed. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe we did this like this. But I feel like it's real and it's like this is what happens. And it is what it is. There's ups and downs. Nothing's ever perfect. I know a lot of people always wanted to believe that we are not. We have arguments. We love each other hard, but we butt heads. Like he's a Leo, I'm an Aries. We are, we're like fire. So
yeah. What changes have you both made since the show aired to help each other or to mend that kind of rift that you had?
Well, I would say I told him to stop picking on me. So he stopped picking on every little thing I do as if it was gonna have change our life, every move I made. And I think he still does it, but he's like calming down. He's noticing he does it now. And I'm really picking and choosing a little bit more as to when I actually have to go somewhere and stay overnight and be somewhere. I'm being a little more choosy, where before I was like, nope, I'm doing every single thing. This is what I have to do. I think I'm picking and choosing a little bit more now.
That's good. At the end of last season, you said that you weren't sure if you were going to make it. Do you think you're going to make it now?
Yes. I think we're going to make it. Yes. We are doing so much better.
How did you prepare your kids for watching back last season, or did they watch it?
It wasn't so much the show as it was the Instagram and the magazines and things like that. So Antonia, especially because she's turning 16, so she would see it the most. She would come to me and be like, why are they saying you're getting a divorce? Why are they saying you're fighting? What happened? What is this? And I have to explain to her, Antonia, we're on reality TV, since she's 4 years old. I said, the littlest thing, they make it a big thing. And so it's not, everything is not as it seems. We're fine. We're working it out. But she's not a child. I said, listen, facts of life. Me and your father had an argument and we're on a reality TV show. So the whole world got to see it. And then we had to talk about it. And so they know, and mommy's okay with it. And daddy's okay with talking about it because it's real life situations. And we chose to put our life on to the world. And so she understood, but she was really, I think the Instagram was in all the articles, I think that was starting. Yeah. I think that was where she was like, wait, is everything okay? And that broke my heart,
Yeah. Did you or Joe handle the aftermath of it harder?
Joe did. Yeah. It's just our personalities. I'm very I let it roll off me. I'm not a grudge holder. I don't dig as deep, where I think Joe was like losing it with all of the extra.
Yeah, it hits you differently after the show airs, I'm sure, than in the moment, because you don't
know.
It
was hard. We didn't enjoy. Usually we watch the episodes together before, and this season we're like, let's just skip it. I don't want to start an argument right now, so let's not watch it. Yeah.
You had told us going into last season that you were fighting a lot. Are you still fighting a lot? Do you feel like that's kind of dissipated?
No, we listen, there's still a couple things and kinks that we work out, and like every marriage has. Do I think we're in that dark place that was a little scary last year? No, I think that we're doing well.
Last question about that. Tom Girardi and Erika Jayne are in the news right now, and we've seen many couples from this franchise break up. How do you survive that reality TV curse? And do you believe in the reality TV curse?
I do believe in it. I do think it's safe. You have to be so grounded, and it takes a huge sense of reality out of your life, because you can almost go into this bubble of this fake world with these people. There's a lot of extra people. There's extras everywhere. And that's what Joe always says too. There's a lot of extras around, and they try to lure you in and pull you into this and pull you into that. And you have to keep the fact that it's a job. It's a job. This is my work. This is my career. This is my stepping stone to a lot of other things that I do in life. So you have to keep your feet on the ground. I think it's just so hard for marriages to keep it together, because someone in the marriage usually gets too big for their britches and it just goes south, Yeah,
absolutely. We got to talk about All Stars. I'm so excited.
So fun. Oh my God.
What can you tell us?
You are literally going to pee your pants. There was people, the cast peed our pants plenty of times during this. So, it is something else.
That's awesome. What can you tell us about it? I know that not a lot's out there yet. We know the cast.
Yeah, there's the cast. There's arguments between people that you would never expect. They just look so Ramona and Kenya definitely clash a lot. You see a little bit go down between Teresa and I, and just the history of the two of us and we get into it for a minute and we shock the shit out of like these girls. Cause what was so funny to me is that they all couldn't believe the dynamic that her and I had. They were like, wow, like we've never seen it in person, because they're like, you guys could like be at it, but you love each other, but yet you guys look at each other sometimes like you want to throw each other off a cliff. And I'm like, yeah. And it's like the dynamic of that they've never seen in person. And I don't think I've ever realized how kind of intriguing it was until all of the other ladies were like kind of blown away by it. Yeah. You know?
Who surprised you the most? Like, who did you bond with that you were surprised that you bonded with?
I'm going to say Luann.
Oh, I love her.
I just thought she was kind of like going into this. I kind of thought maybe she was like a little bit like, you know, snooty, like she wasn't going to let her hair down. Like, and I know she's a party girl, but like, I thought she had an air about her, and she is just great. I absolutely love her. I mean, I would say I definitely partied the hardest with Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone that you clashed with? Besides,
I mean, there was definitely a couple arguments here and there. But for the most part, I really love all the ladies. They really all brought their own. There was definitely some disagreements and difference of opinion. But for the most part, I really, truly love them all. Yeah.
Now, I would imagine this is going to create some jealousy for the housewives that were not picked. Have you heard any of that yet?
No, not in our franchise, because Teresa and I have really been there the longest. Yeah. I mean, everyone else is fairly new, or, no one has been there as long as Teresa and I. So it did make sense for the two of us to go. And I think they all respected that, you know?
Yeah, I agree. They were fair in their casting. I think they really picked.
I think so. I mean, I would have loved to have another Beverly Hills girl. I didn't understand why it was just Kyle. I'm like, where's the other Beverly Hills lady?
Right. That's true. Speaking of mixing up casts, is there anyone that you would like to bring to Jersey next season?
Who would I bring to Jersey? Jeez.
Or even a past housewife from Jersey, like Carolyn Manzo or someone like that.
I mean, I don't know. Our cast is pretty amazing right now. I'm gonna have to stick with it. It's pretty great, and we have some fun stuff coming. So.
Sorry, I know I said last question earlier about that, but just one more question. Were you and Joe hesitant at all to do the show again after everything last season?
No, we were hesitant to do it when we first signed up. It really took us a while, a couple months to really sign that paper and like decide. Going into it this year, again, it's my job. Yeah. It's my, so it's like, but am I hesitant? Always, but I was more, it pushes us a little bit harder to like open our eyes and realize sometimes I know it sounds crazy, but that the show can heal. I feel like it's healed Teresa and I many times in our families by making us come together when we want to not be together. And it's crazy. I feel like it could be healing for us.
Yeah, no, I totally see that. It kind of puts you under a magnifying glass that you wouldn't have necessarily been under in real life. So
right, exactly.
Yeah. Speaking of Teresa, you guys were all together on July 4th with Jackie. So Jackie and Teresa seem to be okay now. What do you think about that friendship?
I mean, I am relieved, to say the least. You're gonna have to watch more and see how that goes down and how they actually got there. But you saw it did end at the reunion with them saying, listen, we're going to bury the hatchet. And I am so glad, because nothing sucks more than being in the middle of your sister-in-law and your very good friend. It's torture for me. Like, I can't win either way, Yeah. So I am so happy that they're digging each other right now. Let's hope it stays that way.
What do you think about Louis for her? I know you've spoken a little bit about him, but do you think this is the one? Or the second one?
Yeah, I think he's the one. I think he's great. I think that she's never been happier.
Wow. That's a big statement.
Yeah.
Why do you think they work together?
They just do. They do. You'll have to see their dynamic together, but I think they work really well together.
Yeah. It's all the pineapple, right?
Must be the pineapple.
Do you think that her kids like Louis? Do you see a nice relationship going on there?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I really do. I think they're doing great.
How are you there for Teresa's kids as their aunt, since I know they've been through so much over the last few years?
I mean, we're always there. We're always there. We've always lived in the same town. I mean, it's just the way it goes, you know? We're always there. We'll always be there.
Yeah. Do your kids hang out with her kids like all the time?
Yeah. Melania and Antonia, as everybody knows, you know, they just love each other the most and get along the best. And, but yeah, when they're together, it's so cute because my boys, you know, for her girls, like my boys are the only little boys around. So they all just hoard Gino and Joey. They love them so much. Oh. So it's cute. It's cute.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that they obviously miss Joe. Do you know, are they planning another visit soon? Is he planning to come?
I have no idea about anything with Joe. Yeah, no idea.
No worries. Who are you closest with right now on the cast? I mean, it seems like Jackie, maybe.
I mean, Margaret's always been my girl. I'm very close with Margaret. I am. She's one of my best friends. And Joey's walking in the background.
I love it.
She's one of my best friends. So yeah, Margaret, I would say Margaret and Jackie I'm very close with.
I have a few questions about beauty and plastic surgery and all of that. So can you walk us through, we talked about Bikini Zone, but can you walk us through your beauty routine? Your summer beauty routine?
Yeah, you know what? I'm a big moisturizer. I've always said that. And I believe you need an under eye cream opposed to your moisturizer. So for me, it's definitely the moisturizers. I keep them going, and it's definitely the sunblock. Even like my CC creams, my BB creams, like I believe in putting the tinted sunblock on, and I don't really wear heavy makeup in the summer. I just put on the tinted moisturizers that have like a sunblock in it. And I feel like that's the best way to go. They give you like a little glow. They give you that little like tan. You have to 50 sunblock in it and you're good. That is like my go-to thing all summer long.
Awesome. You've been open about plastic surgery in the past. Have you had any procedures that made you feel the most confident?
I would say my nose. My nose is really the only major surgery I've ever done. So I would say my nose, and you know, I just had like the typical like bump and I wanted to bring it down. And yeah, I would say my nose definitely for me changed my feeling about myself the most.
Yeah. You don't need any more, but do you plan to get any more? Is there anything else you want to get done?
I mean, listen, I'm not there yet, but I'm not against it. Like as I age, I will definitely probably look into more things, but I feel like right now I'm good.
Yeah, no. What do you say about the trolls who always come after you or the other housewives when you do open up about plastic surgery and you do talk about it like openly and normalize it?
I think it's very frustrating for a lot of people who also can't afford it. And I totally understand that. So it's frustrating. And a lot of people, some people too, whether they can afford it or not, they don't believe in that. They don't want to, sorry, my thing keeps going on. They don't want to go that route, you know? So it's like, I get the frustration, and it's not for everyone, but then again, here we are, we put our lives out there. So I think it's very honorable of us to admit that, listen guys, don't think that like every housewife just looks perfect. Like we do things, we have hair, we have glam, we have makeup, we get nose jobs, we get boob jobs. Like you have to be honest or else there's like a false sense of reality. And you know, it's not fair to the ladies that are at home with 3 kids that, you know, and maybe they're not getting a nose job or a boob job. And it's not fair to say, well, listen, I've had help. So, you know. Yeah,
no, I mean, I think when people aren't honest, housewives aren't honest about that stuff, we don't see them much more on the show, you know, because
you have to be. That's like a huge part of who we are. We're known to be, you know, take care of ourselves and go a little extra, and you have to be honest about it.
And that's why it's good TV.
Yeah, exactly.